You know, I could oil my squeaky chair, but it provides too much entertainment for me. Yes. Anyway, so yes, I am going to leave Sunroom. There are many reasons. The first thing that happened actually happened before my site was even live. It was as I was putting all the initial videos together and creating the profile, they decided to experiment with doing away with previews. So their reasoning was, oh, well, all anybody does is they just scroll the previews and, get all the free content and don't ever sign up for a membership. And okay, I understand that, but how's anybody really supposed to know if they really want to have a membership if they can't see what the bleep you do? And yes, you can go on there and look at our intro videos, but you have to sign up for an account. And the last time that I tried to look at people's actual profiles, when I would try to go in there and look at them, it would have the big list of everything included in the membership, but you actually had to sign up for a trial membership to even see our intro videos. I'm like, what? What the? And it just, that right there rubbed me the wrong way right when I got in there. And when I started hearing people's experiences of trying to get in there and even see my intro video that I had created, I was like, okay, the red flags are up. I don't know about this. And then it only got worse from there. So, I launched the profile. People came and some people signed up for it. Other people that I did not know signed up for some with just a paid membership and some with trial. So in the creator back office, they had this really cool thing where we could create these automated email, like a welcome kind of email list for week 1, 2, 3, and 4 of somebody's membership. So I put a lot of thought into how I organized each of these things, what I really wanted to say to my members at each of these little landmarks in the beginning. A lot of times, they had the free membership for a month. And so, this would be the time period where some of them are considering, okay, well, let's kind of check out and see what she does. And then at the end of the month, then I can decide yay or nay on if I actually want a paid membership or not. And so these emails that I drafted were very much a question and answer kind of thing. Hey, how are you liking it? What are you interested in? What's working for you? What do you want to see more of? Things like that, where it was just supposed to spark a conversation with these people to really get feedback on how they felt about this membership. And the only one, each of these emails, they had over on the sidebar as we created it, we could upload some kind of beyond membership kind of paid content. And you have just the normal membership of however much that you set your account up for. And mine was, $4. And apparently that's pretty cheap compared to a lot of what I was seeing. And then there's the VIP section where you can put up the super special stuff and that is paid on top of just the general membership. And so for some of that, I had kind of tried out some of my heavy dutier photo shoots and little video snippets and things, and just put together some very low price tag little things just to see how that went and how it felt. And I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to give and what I want to charge money for. And I'm still really figuring that out as I go. And this really didn't help. I mean, it did. It got me started, but oh man. So there was only one of these prearranged welcome sequence emails that I put an actual a link to a video that I did about my my experiment with, like, you know, the more sensual side of myself, and my, like, nervousness about it and awkwardness with sharing this and what I want out of it and why I was excited about Sunroom, and this the ability to share that side of me a little more openly, not as open as they allow us to be, which is open. Where's my balloons? Seriously?
Where's all my, why don't I have my things? Where are they?
Fine. Apparently I'm not going to get them. I don't understand when I do and when I don't get them. Is it, Anyway, yes, I am not as open on Sunroom as we are allowed to be. Because I'm not. And so this video that I made was talking about this aspect and this exploration and my questions and my excitement and my nervousness and my awkwardness. Because I'm really awkward with some of this stuff, because I'm like, nervous, and I don't know, am I showing anything? Wow. I have been attacked out of jealousy, because I said no, because I said yes, because, isn't there a song for this? I think there's a song for this. Yes. Hell yeah! So, I had put this as my first actual like full length video over in the VIP content, because it was referencing my wanting to explore this side and wanting to know, you know, what are you interested in seeing? What are you excited about? And, you know, what kinds of things? Let's have a dialogue about this aspect and this exploration. And so I set all of these emails up, all 4 of them. And then I you know, that was like one of the last things that I did before I pulled the trigger on making this site live. And then I went onto Facebook and onto YouTube and onto this and that, and I told my friends about it and blah, and I got some people coming in and helping me do the initial, even finding out if I wanted to do this, if I like to do this medium, which answer is actually yes, I do. As much trouble as I have speaking sometimes, and just as much trouble sometimes as video editing actually gives my arm and things like that, with my neck micro mousing and things like that, or doing it on my phone. It can, with, you know, this position, I have to be really careful with the hours that I spend doing any kind of video editing, because it's really hard on my body. And so I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do this, but no, I can totally do this. So, and it was fun, and I was really excited about it. And with the technology that I have now, you know, my new computer and my new phone, that changed my ability to do this and not damage my body so much, and not take so many hours and so much concentration. And so I was very, very excited about that. That was the bonus. That is the really good thing, that I'm super glad that I did this experiment. And that was, yeah, there was a whole bunch of not so good things. So the first thing that happened once I went live, besides just the frustration of a lot of people that they couldn't come and see what the heck I'm doing and just even look at my my intro, much less to get, you know, little teasers. And like last time that I went on there and last time that I asked anybody, you were not allowed to even see my grid with like the taglines of either the photo shoots or the video shoots and things like that, or like things that I've answered in text, that you can't even read what my page is even about. You can't even go in there and like look at my grid to see the kind of stuff that I'm doing. Highly frustrating. And it was not only just frustrating to me. I mean, I'm so frustrated about it because so many people commented about it. And so that was very frustrating. And then came, like, it really was the final straw, even though it was not, you know, there were other straws that came later, but really it was the final kicker that just did it in for me, and I stuck it out a little longer because they were experimenting at that point with this whole taking away previews and things like that. They were going to see how it went, and this was how it stayed. But it soured the whole thing for me when I all of a sudden got this notification for one of my earliest subscribers. Boom, one of my auto emails went out. And I was like, oh, cool. Yay, my first auto email. And I went in there, to see. It was not week 1. As I said, I crafted the order of the conversations that I wanted to have with my subscribers through that first month. Very, very meticulously. And I went through multiple drafts before I really felt like, yes, that's actually how I want to communicate with my people. And so to have them jump the gun like that, boom, and all of a sudden they just delivered week 3. And I'm like, what the bleep? And then the next subscriber that I got, they did the same, and I sent an email saying, oh my God, I did not mean to send you this, this feels, it felt like, getting introduced to somebody. Hey, how's it going? Hey, you want to go in the back room and make out? That's what it felt like. I mean, it was like no warm up, no intro, no date. We hadn't had a date yet. And all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, let's go make out, baby. That is not me. It may be some other people. And cool if you have fun with that and they have fun with that. And it's just like, let's get it on, baby. That's what we're here for. That's really cool, but that's not me. And that's how it felt to me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This was supposed to go out at week 3. Here are the questions actually that I asked at week 1, but they did not send to you. And then my next person that signed up, they sent again, week 3. And I'm like, I wonder, week 3 is the only one that had a monetary upsell. So I took that off of my intro, my intro emails. I took it off of there. And I just slapped it up there for free. I'm like, I will, don't mess with my rhythm and how I communicate with my people. If you give us a welcome sequence and tell us that it's going to go out week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then they have the choice of paying or not paying for a membership and continuing, don't mess with the flow of how I communicate with my members. Not cool. So I took it off and I just put it out there for free. I'm like, yeah, here you go. Here's me and my goofy little awkward sexy in my cute little lingerie thing. And there it was. I have sock lines on right now. And so I put it out there for free. And I still had my welcome sequence, but that one simply talked about the VIP areas and some of the things that they could find there already and questions about that aspect and that exploration. I never, ever again had a single welcome email sequence or private message sequence go out to a single member from then on. I'm like, oh, that's icky. Okay? That's icky. Not cool. And that's what did it for me. So, yeah, the other thing that had happened was shortly after I actually made the site go live. I don't know how new it is. I don't know what rock I've been living. I live under a lot of rocks. Dane Bramage. I'm just can I just claim Dane Bramage? I'm gonna claim Dane Bramage. I live under a lot of rocks. I miss a lot of buses. Clue buses. Just oh fuck, there it went. And yeah, apparently YouTube actually has gotten onto the membership thing, and I don't know though, even if I would have known that while I was searching for which platform that I was going to do this on, I don't know that I necessarily would have chosen YouTube right away, simply because it's one of the big socials. It's and we all know my experience with the socials. Getting banned for the things that I say, Instagram, and shadow banning, all the shadow banning. Yeah. Yes. And so I don't know how YouTube will be with some of the things that I was really excited to just be able to speak openly about. And that was the biggest draw for me for Sunroom. That was the biggest reason why I chose that particular platform. That was the top reason, because of the way that supposedly it supports female creators and their full vision. Obviously not the full vision, but the full vision. Yeah, sure, that cool, groovy. That's groovy for those of you that want to do that. Woot. But really the full vision of ourselves. And I am glad that I cut my teeth on this experiment kind of behind that curtain and with that safety in there. And it just really let me be free to just explore, what do I want to say? What do I like to film? What do I like to talk about? And really, I didn't even get to the point of really getting into, some of the heavy duty stuff because that private message thing happened so early that it just soured me on really on the entire platform. And then to also hear some of my subscribers, are like, why is my algorithm showing me nothing but 20-year-olds and their boobs? Why? What? Why? And I'm like, probably because that's their biggest sellers. So we knew this. We knew this coming in. And that's probably why. And I was like, have you taken the time to train your algorithm? Because, I do actually scroll my feed and really look for some of the cool creators that are on this platform, and they're doing neat stuff, and some of them on there I really enjoyed what they were putting out, and they were very inspiring for me, and I really liked that. And so I have personally gone in there and trained my algorithm, and probably my algorithm is also trained by what I put on, and so I asked them, I'm like, well, have you taken the time? And they're like, no, it's too many boobs, too many butts, and I'm like, sorry, oh man. And yeah, and you kind of have to scroll through all the flesh show in order to find, the other things that are on this platform. And I don't blame my people for not wanting to do that. Any of them that just don't. Some of them totally do. They're like, yeah, and it was great. And they trained their algorithm to the ways that they wanted it trained. But others are like, my eyes, I see it either way. I can go either way. I have no problem with these gorgeous 20-sums and 30 and 50 and whoever sums making bank because they're gorgeous and people are like, and they're willing to pay for it. Cool. If everybody's happy about that, I'm happy for you. Yay. It's not my thing, but I'm super happy for you. And then I also get my friends that are like, my eyes. I'm like, yeah, I know. Sorry. Okay. And so hearing how difficult that it was for them to get through all of that, and that's just what they were being hammered with, like the only thing that they were being hammered with in the beginning, and that is coming not on the creator side but on the viewer side. And so a bunch of the stuff that I got shown right in the beginning, it really was actually the training from Sunroom. This was another thing that I really liked about Sunroom, was the coaching training kind of things. I mean, their platform, they really broke down a lot of strategies and different kinds of things. And this holiday is coming up, and here's some new ideas, and here are some examples of these creators and what they did, and that aspect was super valuable. And I really, that was one of the things that got me to say, okay, yes, and to get me through the actual creation of my profile, and those initial just growing pains of even, how do I even freaking do this? I'm not a content absorber. I don't do a lot of scrolling. I just don't. And so, because I don't consume content that way, I I don't quite know how to create and deliver in that way. I'm still really figuring that out, and I didn't get to really do that. But what it did is it just got me through the initial oh my god, I'm talking in front of a camera. Don't look at me. You know, it got me through the initial stage fright, the initial growing pains, and I will definitely share some of those, and the hurdle that that I finally had to like throw myself over this first hurdle to even get it going, and I'll share that with you guys of how I finally did that. I may have to like crop those videos. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be, I mean, because I'm not showing anything, but I was in my bathtub, and it was my Naked in the Arena blog piece about stage fright and these kinds of things, and speaking and having my voice heard, and vulnerability, and this and that, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be in my bathroom. I'm gonna be naked in my bathroom. I'm not gonna show anything, but I'm gonna be naked. And I did, and I read this piece because I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna read it instead of trying to talk to this freaking camera. And that finally, you know, I was like double dutch, and you know, trying to start a car in the middle of winter in Minnesota. Oh my god, you know, all together at the same time. So yes, I finally got over that it really just kicked me right through it, because I've already been through this with blogging itself, with just writing it versus speaking it, which is even harder for me to speak it. So yeah, I will share those with you guys. But yeah, I'm switching platforms, and that's why. Trying to think if there's any other reasons. Actually, yes, there is a reason. I just recently learned that Sunroom is going under the umbrella of fanfics. And so that really just was the absolute final kick. The final kicker. Yes, because right after I filmed the bulk of this video, I instantly had, you know, like cold feet remorse. And I was like, oh, man, you know, wait a second though, because, you know, there's like this one dance, and I'm in this costume, and the dance was inspired by this very particular episode, and in order to really, really give it its punch and let you know what this dance is about, you know, then I would need to tell you this story, and this story, I don't know if I can read this story on YouTube. You know, I went and I like researched all the terms of use and the what you can't do on YouTube, and I was like, crap, I don't even know if I can read. Wow, it's been so long since I've like, where the heck is my, oh, I think it's over here. Am I actually looking at you? I can't quite tell. I think I'm actually looking at you here. I think the camera is over here. This is my new phone, and since I've gotten my new phone, you know, I've been here the entire time. And now, you know, suddenly I'm here again, and oops. Anyway, yeah, so I'm like not used to Yes, I'm not used to holding it in the freaking landscape anymore, man. Yeah, so annoying. Because that was another thing that annoyed me about Sunroom, is that you couldn't, you know, make it flip-floppable. And so much of my footage, because of I have always shot on for YouTube, is all landscape, and it just switched to the portrait because I did not get into the TikTok thing. I can't scroll TikTok melts in my brain. I couldn't do it. Anyhow, yeah, this whole concept of, well, I don't even know if some of the stuff that I have created already, that I'd really like to edit, that I have, that I could read, that I could share, I don't even know if I could put that on YouTube, because it is an erotic story. And now, granted, this erotic piece is only one piece of a much, much larger story. And maybe in the context of that whole thing, maybe it wouldn't just be seen as, oh, well, you can't, because it's for, woohoo. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. I don't ever do anything just specifically. Okay, it's really rare that I ever do anything, and that's usually reserved for behind closed doors. It's just I'm very private with that. It's mine and it's theirs. And yes, but within the context of a much larger scope of things, yeah, my stuff is pretty high heat if you read it. So, so to give the inspiration of what this dance was about, I'm like, crap, I don't even know if I can share that on YouTube without, like, getting banned from yet another platform. And so I instantly had this cold feet remorse, and I took snippets of that particular dance and talked to my people about what it was and said, okay, crap, I know we were all gonna jump ship, but now I don't know, and so I talked to them, and some of them were like, oh, yeah, that might be a problem. Like, I know. And the other ones were like, well, I don't know. I mean, now that YouTube has its own membership things, I mean, there's some stuff that I've seen on YouTube and you might be just fine. So I don't know. I have no idea, but whatever. And if it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, there's a bunch of stuff that I just really cannot share with YouTube, well, then I guess I'll just open up an account somewhere else, maybe even fanfics. I haven't researched it enough to know if I'd even want to move over there, but right now I don't. I just really don't. And so yeah, I am switching platforms, and that's why. Woot. I still got nothing. Okay.